Hey guys, Ron Harris here, MD Online Editor, with some sad news. One of our own has passed, and this was Doug Brignole. At age 63, right now, I do not have a cause of death, but it's already starting to make its way around social media. Probably a lot of you don't know who Doug was. And it's because he was never an IFBB pro. He didn't compete a lot in the NPC. Did a lot of AAU shows, a lot of NABA shows. Just to give you some highlights, because Doug was very well known in the industry. He was around for a very long time. He used to own a really cool gym in Pasadena, California. I got the privilege of training at a couple times. He was a writer for many years for different magazines. Iron Man, wrote a book called The Physics of Resistance Exercise. He was a very bright guy. He had a lot of unique training ideas. Like, he didn't think you should do presses for shoulders, stiff leg deadlifts for hamstrings. You can see more of that on his website, dougbrignole.com. I just checked it out. A lot of stuff available on there. A lot of merchandise, a lot of information. But just to give you some idea, he started competing back in 1976 at the age of 16. Also, I just want to let you know, he was getting ready for a guest posing exhibition. 63 years old, he was going to be guest posing at the AAU Mr. Universe, October 22nd in Las Vegas. So that was next weekend. It would have been next weekend. So let's see some highlights of his competition years. When he was 22 years old back in 1982, he won the overall middleweight and overall AAU Mr. California. And for those of you who know how this goes, only the AAU could use Mr. in their titles. If you won the NPC California, it was called the California Championships. They couldn't say you couldn't say you were Mr. California. Like Mr. America was a trademark. So let's see, later on, he won in 1986. He won his class, the medium tall class at the AAU Mr. America. He also won his light heavyweight weight class at the AAU Mr. Universe. 2000, he did try his hand at the LA Championships. He won the light heavyweight class. 2019, he came back at the age of 59 at the drug-tested AAU Mr. Universe. He won not only the Grandmasters for ages 50 to 59, but the Open and overall. Doug was not a massive guy. He had really nice proportions and shape, kind of like Zane. Had there been classic physique back in his era, something where, shape, symmetry, proportion, condition was weighed more so than raw mass, I think he would have done okay. I think he would have been fine. But yeah, Doug was a very bright guy. I had the privilege of speaking to him a few times. Didn't know him as well as I would have liked to, but you always think there's going to be more time to get to know someone, right? Never had him on a Ron line. Every time someone passes away now that I meant to get to know better, I feel like, dummy, you passed. So let me see what you guys are saying. Jerry Iannuzzi just saw a Facebook post on this. The first person I saw to post, some people were forwarding it, was Joe Wheatley, who runs the Muscle Beach competition in Venice Beach that's held they do a show every July 4th, Memorial Day, and Labor Day. And Doug was just judged the last one, the Labor Day one, a few weeks back. Let's see. Steve George, he had some really interesting ideas about how to maximize training stimulus while minimizing injury risk that might be applicable to older lifters. Yeah, like I said, I never really gave his training theories a chance. Things like, he was adamant that for shoulders, like I said, you shouldn't do presses. You should only do laterals. And, I don't know if most people can build maximum shoulder mass with just laterals, but it's probably safer than pressing, heavy weights overhead for years and years, which I'm sure puts a massive strain on the rotator cuff, different structures inside the shoulder. Sounds professional. He was a very bright guy, very much a thinking man's bodybuilder. Ali V. Norman, I am young, 6'4". Yeah, I'm not talking about training questions right now or gear questions. We're trying to pay respects to a bodybuilding champion that passed away. So this is not the time to talk about your training problems. I'm sorry, Ali. Barry Kitchen, what the blank? This dude, he's one of the good ones. Wasn't he natural? I believe he was lifetime natural. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe he was. That was his big thing, that grade as a natural. I believe he was lifetime natural. So this is one I don't think we can attribute to gear use or anything related to that. I don't know what happened. Yeah, we don't know. This just came out like 10 minutes ago on Facebook, Instagram. So there's no details available right now. No further details. Didn't know much about it. Yeah, he was a very good bodybuilder. He had, like I said, you can Google images or go to his website. He's got some great pictures on his website, DougBrignole.com. Yeah, a physique that reminded me in a lot of ways of Frank Zane. Just very, very proportionate, always in great condition. He had very deep separation and striations, good muscle quality. Just wasn't massive. And, genetically, I don't think he was ever meant to be a huge guy. And I do think he was either lifetime natural, or if he ever used anything, it couldn't have been much, because he never really changed size-wise a whole lot in all those decades, if you look at all the pictures. Scott Rosardi, I just had a Zoom talk with him last Thursday, yeah. Yeah, he was still coaching people. Brilliant guy, he really was. Barry Kitchen, Rich Piano said the same thing about side laterals. Oh man, just true. And progressive overload. Yeah. Yeah, he was one of the good guys. Like I said, he shared his knowledge. He coached a lot of people, helped a lot of people reach their goals. And he will be missed. 63 is young, guys. I know some of you younger guys, 63 sounds like I might as well say he's 1,000 years old. But to me, at 53, I just turned 53 last month. And 63 is not, I don't want to die at 63. Yeah, much love. We'll check him out. Thanks for the stream. I heard the guy that didn't know much about him. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the case with a lot of people is, people don't really look into them and see what they had to offer until they're gone. You see that with writers, painters, musicians. Sometimes their work doesn't really get appreciated and disseminated amongst a larger audience until they're gone. Doug was around for many, many years. He did share his knowledge and opinions in a lot of publications. I know he wrote a lot for Iron Man for years and years, because I wrote for Iron Man myself for a long time. So he did share a lot of what he had learned, which is what it's all about. Barry Kitchen, natural kind of makes a lot of us feel like we jumped on gear a little too early. Yeah, R.I.P. Loved his work and his teachings, coaching by Sean Bellin. Yeah, I never heard anything bad about the guy. He was, good dude. Everyone that I only met him a few times, but always had good interactions with Doug. Very positive guy. And like I said, he was trying to help others reach their goals. At 63, a lot of people would have said, I'm all done with this industry. Bye-bye now. But no, he was still trying to make a difference. David Carrera, RP Doug, a great master as a coach, really brilliant training style, respect from Italy. Yeah. Purchased his book. Anthony Brooks purchased his book a little over a year ago. Great book. Still utilizing a lot of his principles. Yeah. I don't know who's left, who survived him. I don't know if he was married, or I don't think he had any kids. I could be wrong. I didn't know much about his personal life, but like I said, he has a website. I just checked that. It's still up and running. A lot of information, a lot of merchandise, a lot of photos, some videos at DougBrignole.com. So yeah, check that out, guys, if you want to find out a little bit more about him. He was around for many, many years. He was a fixture in the industry. Just didn't get as popular as maybe he could have had he gone the IFBB route and gotten bigger and, been part of that world, but he never was. I'm assuming he was lifetime natural. To me, he looks like very, very, very possible that he was natural, just because his physique didn't change much over decades and decades. I never saw him blow up. Maintained great condition. He was always lean, always in shape. And yeah, he was getting ready for a guest posing exhibition that would have been 9 days away from now. So it would have been next week. The weekend after this in Las Vegas, he would have been on stage again at the AAU Universe guest posing. So rest in peace, Doug. To anyone who knew him, anyone who loved him, friends, family, my condolences. Condolences on behalf of MD. And of course, we don't monetize these videos when someone's passed away. Hope you guys realize that. So that's it, guys. Just wanted to break the news because I did know Doug a little bit. And he was someone who contributed a lot to the industry in terms of knowledge and, not just a physique, but someone who was a key part of who he was helping others reach their goals too, which, not everyone does that. So rest in peace. Steve George's first media theory should be a stress of trying to prep for guest posing. Yeah, no idea. I don't even want to speculate. I mean, he was, like I said, he was always lean. He was always posting pictures and stuff, and he was always in great shape. Doug was in great shape, yeah. Maritime Tees. Doug was in great shape even at 63. He did a podcast with Mark Bell about a year ago, some training. I always thought he stayed too lean. I think genetically he was on the ectomorph body type side anyway. I don't think staying lean was something that was traumatic to his system the way it might be for someone else who had to struggle with it. I think he was naturally a lighter, leaner guy. I doubt he ever weighed more than 200 pounds in his life. So that wasn't the problem. I don't think it was. I don't think that was the issue. But you know, we don't know. There's no cause of death or anything. This just happened. We just got the news. So I just want to pay my respects to him, because I had a lot of respect for Doug, even though I didn't know him that well. Much respect for what he's done in the industry, what he contributed, especially as a fellow writer and someone just like myself who wants to help share information, wants to see other people reach their goals. So he was one of the good guys. So rest in peace, Doug. And sorry to hear of his untimely passing. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later.